Hey Crafty peeps, I'm Lisa, your dollar mom, and today is all about gnomes. I love gnomes. I discovered them about a year ago. I think they're so cute. I have to have one for every season and everyday decor. I love them. And I'm so excited that Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Walmart, they all have cute, affordable gnomes out. It's also fun to make them and transform them. So I will have some of those in today's video, as well as showing you how to make them from scratch. Alright, let's get to those gnome DIYs. Alright, for this first project, I got some socks, a pack of popcorn, some rubber bands, one of the Dollar Tree gnomes, and some other little goodies here to make our gnomes. So I normally make my gnomes from scratch, but since the Dollar Tree had those super cute gnomes, which by the way I love and they don't need anything, but I need more gnomes, so gotta switch them up. So I'm going to take this sock and I'm just going to add some popcorn kernels. This is just going to add weight. So you can use rice, rocks, I've used beans, so any of those things just to add some weight so your gnome can sit up. Okay, and I'm just going to add some more of the popcorn kernels. And like I said, the Dollar Tree gnome is so cute this year. Like I have, as of recording this, I have not found the big gnomes yet at Dollar Tree, just the little ornament ones. And I'm going to just take a rubber band to to tie that off so we don't spill our kernels. And I'll just cut off the excess. Now, what I'm going to use off of this is its beard, its nose, and its arms. And again, like I said, super cute gnome. But this one's going to be a little bit bigger, and again, it'll be a different look so that I can have many different gnomes. I'm just kind of cutting up off the glue that was on this nose, which isn't too big of a deal since I'm going to just be gluing it back down anyway. So again, I'm just going to start kind of taking this gnome apart. Kind of feel bad, but again, I bought so many of these, so don't you worry, I kept some just as is. And now I'm just going to put the beard and nose right back onto the gnome. These tree skirts from Dollar Tree are so cute, and my whole decor is in buffalo plaid, so this was perfect to make his hat out of. And so I'm going to have plenty of this material left. So I'm just going to kind of make like a cone shape and make sure I have enough to fit over his head, and then I will glue this hat up to be his gnome hat. For this next step, you could use anything, a pipe cleaner, piece of wire, whatever. This was in my stash for the Christmas stuff, and since it has wire in it, I was like, I'll just use this, which is just one of their little wired, branches. So by doing this, you just kind of can mold the hat a little more to get the shape that you like. I'm just going to cut a little piece of this trim and roll it into a ball, and this will just go on the tip of his hat. Okay, now I'm going to embellish the hat. This is a pick I believe I picked up from Joann's on clearance for probably 50 cents last year. I have so much stuff from last year that I got on clearance. I love a good clearance, so yeah, a lot of that. So I'm just going to embellish the hat right here, and then I'm going to add the arms and a little package. So this package that came from that pick was just a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut it down right here. So as you see, if you don't have something like this, just grab a little square, a wood square or a styrofoam square, and then just wrap it like you would your own Christmas package. Okay, this is a super simple DIY. I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. I had them both out because I wasn't sure which frame I was going to use, but I do go with the black. And then I just Googled a gnome, Christmas gnome clip art, and this is what I found. And I just printed it out on my computer, and I'm just going to put it inside this sign and add a little bow, and this will be a cute little piece of art. I did write on there the size. It says 4.75 inches. It's just a hair smaller than that. It's like 4.65 inches is what the measurements are for the inside of this sign. For this project, you're going to need a mason jar, a piece of light cardboard. This came in a pack of paper. A gnome nose, I used a wood bead. A sock. I picked this one up at Dollar Tree. And then just some fabric. This is an old scarf I was actually about to put into the donate pile. And then I was like, wait, this is material I can use. So you're just going to put the sock around the mason jar. And this will be our elf gnome body. So this guy doesn't have a beard. You can add a beard if you'd like. I just wanted to give him more of a young elf look. So I just leave the sock up like that. And then I'm just going to roll this cardboard piece into a cone shape, very similar to the very first gnome we did, and to make his hat. And then I will cover it in that green felt. And it's okay if that looks messy because we are going to add like a brim of the hat, if that's the correct word. So I'm just going to cut, about a 1-inch piece of this felt, and then I will glue it onto the hat and then glue it underneath inside to give it a nice finished edge. Okay, and there's my hat. It's complete. I will go ahead and I'm going to glue the little nose on there, and then I'm going to start embellishing the hat. And I just used some of the tassel from the scarf, but again, you could just cut some pieces of your fabric, and I'm going to put that at the top. And then I grabbed one of my other little picks I picked up from Walmart last year, which was just like a curly Q buffalo check item. So I'm just going to attach that to the hat. Now, the point of this project is I am not going to glue this hat on. And so the hat comes on and off, and you could fill the jar with treats and give this as a cute gift. And so the options are, you know, all sorts of different things that you could put inside the jar. Maybe a hot cocoa mix, maybe even just like a soup mix, any kind of fun thing that you can put into a mason jar, you could put into this mason jar, and then the hat would just come off like a lid. Okay, this is my favorite project of this video. So I'm using one of these decor pieces from the Dollar Tree. And then I found these cute little gnome ornaments on a site called Craft Deals. I got all sorts of gnome unfinished wood, and they have a bunch of other unfinished wood. So I will definitely link that below. A very affordable pricing. So yeah, the site is amazing. So anyhow, I'm going to take apart this truck. I'm going to take the tree off, and then after I do that, I'm going to sand off the Merry Christmas glitter. And since that's going to leave kind of a, you know, a film afterwards, then I'm just going to cover it with a coat of red chalk paint. Okay, I wish I knew which DIYer I saw with this little ladybug vacuum. That totally influenced me to buy one. But anyhow, it totally vacuums up your glitter or any little, you know, pieces. It's a must. It's a must to have. I want to say it's like $10. I will link that below too. Okay, and as you can see, I already painted my truck. I painted it with the crimson red paint, chalk paint, and now I'm going to use this ivory chalk paint to paint my gnome beards. For their hats, I had some of this buffalo check just scrap ribbon that, you know, I can't throw the scraps away, so I'm just using a little bit of this detailed glue that I got from Dollar Tree, and then I'm just going to glue this piece of ribbon as their hat, and then I will just cut around it. I found a couple pink beads in my stash, so I thought those would make cute noses. You could use little mini pom-poms. You could just draw the nose on, so all sorts of little things. And then I did have some of these white pom-poms, and I just kind of cut it down and roll it to use on the tip of his hat. So with my Cricut, I cut out the words "rollin' with my gnomies." And so I'm just going to add that to the front of this truck. Okay, here's where clearance shopping comes in handy. I got this sign for 49 cents at Ross. This was like, who knows how far past Christmas, but way past Christmas, and it was still in their stuff. And it's a cute sign. I don't really have much green in my decor, but so I could just cover this with a coat of black paint to cover up the words, but I was kind of getting tired by this point, so I just used a piece of black cardstock and I just glued that piece of cardstock down. And then I'm just going to kind of start, once I get this piece down, I'm going to glue my truck on, I'm going to glue my gnomes back in the truck and add a bow, and this project will be complete. I often get asked, how do I store and organize all the decor that I make? And so I store a lot of it in my garage on racks. But I ran out of room, and I don't want to put any more racks in because I do like to park both cars into the garage. And so I found the best solution. It's the Flexi Spot garage rack, and it hangs from the ceiling. So you screw it into the joints of your ceiling and then it hangs down. So it's totally out of the way and it takes up all that space you weren't going to use anyway. And I got the 4 foot by 8 foot, which is huge, and I can put so much stuff up there. It holds 600 pounds. So I'm really excited about it. I think I might want another one. I just like everything off the ground. I like a clean garage, and so it's just been the perfect solution. So I'm gonna show you how I set it all up. Okay, again, I'm just going to do a quick, simple makeover of the Dollar Tree gnome. Again, just to give it a different look so you can have a variety. I just grabbed this hat ornament, and I am just going to switch out their hats and give it kind of just a little extra. And then I'm going to just put a little something in his arms to give him, just like I said, a little extra. And then just a reminder back on that garage rack, it is from Flexi Mount, and I will link that below with a code that you can use. Love it. Every time I keep walking out to my garage, I'm like, wait, where's all the stuff on the ground? And so it's so nice just having it organized for once. This is just a quick DIY sign. I picked this up from the dollar spot at Target. I have some ribbon, and I just did another thing on my Cricut. It says naughty, and I gnome it. So this was just a fun, quick thing to add to this gnome decor. I think I'm going to do just a gnome themed tree. Again, me and my clearance shopping, I bought some trees, some little tiny ones after Christmas. And so I haven't even seen them out of the box, but I'm going to do one in gnomes. So I'm just going to add this little ribbon bow to the top, and then I decided that the bottom just needed a little something extra, so I glued the same ribbon down at the base. So of course I need a gnome garland. I'm going to use these snowflakes and this berry garland from Dollar Tree, and then these little gnomes are from Dollar General. They were $1 each. So cute. They had 3 different styles. You could use the ones from Dollar Tree as well. I just liked these ones. They were just a little bit smaller. And this is just simple. I'm just going to tie them every other item on the berry garland. So gnome, snowflake, gnome, snowflake. And then I'm just going to finish off the snowflakes with just a small little buffalo check ribbon. I find that garlands are the hardest to photograph because of how long they are, and I don't have my Christmas decor up quite yet, and so here you just see a portion of it. Okay, we're down to the last project. This is going to be our outdoor standing gnome. I'm just kind of showing you some of the fabrics that I've picked up from Dollar Tree, some blankets, some scarves that you could probably piece together to use. You'll need some gloves or mittens. I use the styrofoam ball, also from Dollar Tree. I'm so excited they have those now. You're going to need a mop head for the beard. So I picked up this blanket at CVS. It was $3.99. I had a 40% off coupon, so it was $2. And so that is what worked out best for me. And so then, of course, you're going to need a tomato cage. I picked up a couple different sizes. I plan to make a bunch of these. So you just rubber band the tip of your tomato cage. And so this is going to be our gnome's entire body. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the blanket, wrap it around, kind of see where I'm going to need it, and cut it out the amount that I need. And so you're getting to see my living room floor because my workstation where I normally craft is not big enough to handle this big project. I don't do so well sitting on the floor. I have a bad back, so you'll see the light change quite a bit because I took a lot of breaks and it went from day to night. And then of course you guys get to see my little doggie because she always wants to be right by me. And she's just the cutest little thing. You get lots of fabric left over, which is great. And so again, you can just go buy a piece of felt or a piece of fleece. It's like practically always on sale at Joann's. But this was just so easy because like for $2 I got a blanket at CVS when I just happened to be in there. So I'm just going to fit this on here just like I like, and then I will glue down the sides here. And I use the seam that they already had on the edge of their blanket, and it looks really nice. And then I will just glue the bottom down below and get that situated. Also, you might notice a silly bracelet on me. Yeah, I am having a surgery, no biggie. So I had to wear this bracelet the hospital put on before your surgery. I don't know, it's kind of dumb. So, yep, super fun bracelet. Okay, now it's time to put the beard on. So you're going to take all the strings out of your mop head just like that. You just pull them out one at a time and you get a bunch of string. So I'm just going to fold them in half and start gluing them on onto the fabric here. So I think next time, this is the first time I've made this project. So next time I would make the beard go up higher. I feel like this ends up being like a gnome with just like a huge hat. So I'd probably make that beard go higher. So I'm going to do a whole row across, and then I will put another layer on top of that just to give him a nice full beard. Again, also make sure that your center point is where there's no wire from the cage, because mine wasn't quite like that, and then when I put the nose on, It kind of interfered with where the tomato cage was underneath. Now for the nose, I just covered it in this gray sock that I had. I couldn't find any pink ones. I'm not allowed to leave the house, so I couldn't go run and get a pink sock, which I would have done if I could have. But you could use a piece of felt, you could paint it, whatever you want to use for the nose. But my gnome nose is it's just gray, but it works. And then I'll glue that on to my gnome. Okay, so now I'm going to make the brim of the hat. So I just have this piece that I cut from the remnants of the blanket, and I just folded it over and glued it so it's nice and thick. And then I'm just going to drape this around the hat, and it's going to fall over his nose. So this is just going to look like how, if the hat was on his head. Now I probably would use 2 different fabrics if I made this again. I'd have one for the body and a different one for the head. But again, this is just what I had on hand, and this is what I made it work. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to make some arms. I just folded over a piece of this fabric again and hot glued it, and then I glued one side shut, as you see here, and kind of just made a seam, and that'll be the top of the arm. And then I'm just going to feed it right inside of the glove here, and that'll be its hand. But I wanted it to have more of a mitten look, so I decide to glue the fingers down so it'll have that mitten look. And those are going to be on the inside. You won't see them anyway. And so I just glue those, and then I shove the sleeve inside and then glue it onto the gnome. And the gnome is done. Again, you can see how I was saying it's like kind of all hat. So when I make the next one, I'm definitely going to go up a little bit higher. And I'm also going to use 2 different fabrics. And I think that will look really good. But this was a great start, and I hope it inspired you to do one of your own. I hope you enjoyed these gnome projects. I actually had several more I wanted to make, but this video was already so long and had so many gnome projects. So head over to my Instagram, which is $__mom, and you'll get to see the additional gnomes that I make posted over there. I hope you liked this video and that you will hit that like button and subscribe for future videos, because I have lots of Christmas DIYs to come.